for the one time. It's the family bloodline. Welcome back, family. There's a comment already.
Hey,
Dang,
everybody.
Cecil on it.
Cecil be on it.
Damn.
Hi, Cecil.
We
My
just
little
went-
muffins. How you doing, muffins?
Oh, muffin. Yeah. So while we are waiting for everyone to get themselves situated and get their families together, let's go through how's y'all's week spent so far. We'll start with Dirk because Wanda, you got some things to talk about.
We've been good up until I went to go get my plates and they told me I got to get in emissions. I'm like, they gave me emissions when I got the truck. They was like, yeah, but that was it was only for a certain amount of days. The days was the emission was for so many days. I'm like, and it was last week that my emissions went out. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to go get in emissions. Of course, I went. You know what I'm saying? They didn't close at 8 o'clock, but then I couldn't get in because they like, oh, dude, gone for the day, and we don't do it. We might do it on Saturday, so we do it Monday through Fridays, 9 to 5. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's that bull.
So that's what helped me up and get my place.
Okay. Where can go?
She coming back. I'm talking to her now. She's trying to come back.
Cuz she said she can hear us. You know what I'm saying? She said she doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Just wait. Yeah.
Is she ready?
Yeah.
Well, let's bring her on. Let's bring her on.
Oh, she gotta change her name first.
Zoe, what's up? Happy Friday.
Hi, Zoe. There you go, Can.
I'm back.
There you go.
Don't know what happened. You left us for a hot second.
I don't know what happened, man.
That's all right. Well, you're back. Back like you never left.
Back like I never left.
Right. So, Can, how has your week been so far? Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Let's do this. Let's be a little more appropriate with it. How about you? Let's introduce yourself. Let us know who you are.
So my name is Candace, but I go by Can, and I'm a teacher. I'm also a graduate of Central Visual and Performing Arts High School. So that's a little bit about me.
All right. So, getting back into it, how has your week been so far?
It's been okay. It's been as good as it could be with all the things that's happened. So, you know.
Yeah. Understandably so. Miss First Lady, you ready?
Almost.
You talking to me?
Almost. I'm here though. I'm here.
Okay. So introduce yourself.
Well, I am First Lady. I'm actually Terrence's big cousin.
Margie tune in all the time, and that's her sister, you know.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm Margie's sister. Every now and then I get a chance to catch you guys. I'm still running though, but to give you background about me, I attend VAP. I went to VAP years ago. But I didn't graduate there. I transferred back to Roosevelt High School and graduated from Roosevelt.
What
I
year
live
were
in
you in
Florida
that?
right now, and I am a school teacher. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
what year were you at VAP?
Ooh, years ago. Years ago. It went. I was at that when it was Central. Over on Natural Bridge, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it was.
I had an ex that went to that
Central
school.
then.
Mm-hmm.
So now I saw they at Southwest High School. See, that tell you how old I am, right? Southwest
Yeah.
High School.
Right.
Y'all know
Used to be
about
Southwest.
High School.
Right,
My
right.
mama graduated from Southwest High School.
That's crazy.
She did. My mama graduated from Southwest High School in '82.
Yeah.
You know what? Something just dawned on me. I never looked at the actual location of the school.
Yeah.
Where is this school
I
located?
think we got some.
South
This
Kings
is right
Highway
across
and
the street
Arsenal.
from South Grove Park.
Yeah.
Kings Highway and Arsenal.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's wow, yeah, okay, because Richard and Ricardo used to go to that school too when it was still Southwest years ago.
I had no
Yeah.
clue that it was Southwest. I had no clue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be Southwest.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else went to that school. I knew a few people that attended that school years ago. I'm not gonna give away my age, but it was a long time ago.
Like I said, I had an ex that went there, and we used to make fun of him because, like, before, like, I never really heard of a visual performing art school. I'm like, you went to Coca for school?
Not Coca.
So we always mess with him about that. I was like, but it was cool. Like, I'm like, that's cool though.
Good. Well, let's get to Wanda. Let us know how your week has been.
My week was cool. A little bit of work, a little bit of fun. I went to go visit my husband this week, which was awesome. I know, right?
That's exciting.
It was very exciting, but I was an emotional mess. So I was a mess. It was not like the whole time we was there, and I just kept looking at the clock and like, oh God, it's getting closer. And I was like, when I was dropping them, I was getting ready to drop them back off or whatever. Because we spent like the whole day together, and we did everything. We went to go eat. We went shopping. We hung out. What is going on?
Okay. It's a lot.
Oh, we're gonna go ahead and block that on out.
Yeah,
Stuff
we're
going
gonna
on
block
in the
that
comments
on out.
section.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
Um,
crazy stuff going on in the comments because that's what.
Hey, we could be making it big. The Illuminati trying to get our attention.
Yikes.
So like we hung out like the whole day and we had a good time and we enjoyed each other's company. But it was when it was time to take them back, I was ready to risk it all. I was driving past 44 East, taking them back to base. I was like, all I gotta do is make this turn. Keep going. I was ready to risk it all. But I took them back to base and I just cried myself back to my hotel room.
Oh.
I did. I was telling them earlier. I'm like, the people in Wendy's probably thought I was a battered woman. I was ordering my food. I was ordering my food. I had tears and snot everywhere. It was like, and I don't even think the lady wanted to take my little money. She was like, I was like,
Was she on some blink twice if you need help?
Okay.
No, she did. But she was looking at me. She looked at me with that face like, "Oh, baby, it's gonna be all right." But I made it back to my hotel, and I ate my food, and like I felt a little bit better after I ate my food. I'm like, maybe my blood sugar was just low.
Yeah.
And then, so I felt a little better. Then I brushed my teeth and stuff, and I got ready to lay down. So I laid down at like 9:30. I'm like, okay, if I lay down at 9:30, I can get up at 4 and drive straight back and go to work because it's a 2-hour drive. So I lay down. I went to sleep at 9:30. I rolled over, look at the clock, 10:30. I'm like, dang, I feel like I sleep for a long time. So I roll back over, go back to sleep, roll back over. It's 11:30. I'm like, what is going on? So roll back over. Hey, Nia.
Hey,
roll back over. Went back to sleep. was like 2:30. I'm like, okay, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna go home. So I got up, packed up all my stuff, checked out the hotel, and drove home. I made it back to St. Louis at like 4:15. I hopped in my bed and I slept until 7. So
That's crazy.
I guess I just needed to be in my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people generally don't sleep well the first night in hotels. And I think it's when I read about it, it was an article I read a while ago, and it was just talking about how it's almost like a primal instinct not to sleep well in new surroundings because you're on heightened alert essentially. So
and then I had to go like the first hour I had to go complain because I don't know, they must have had like a circus or something upstairs. Like I couldn't like it was all this bumping and like they must got some elephants or something up there.
Not a circus.
Like I was like, so I went, they like, well, technically they don't have to be quiet until 10:30. I'm like, well, I'm trying to go to sleep right now. So if you don't get them to be quiet, like I'll go up there and talk to them. I'm like, thank you. So a few minutes later, everything had calmed down, so I had to go to sleep. But then it didn't even matter because I kept waking back up, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go. Forget it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go home. So
yeah, that's rough. Having a few hours and it goes so fast.
Man, it was horrible. I was a mess. Like I was not expecting to take it. Like because when he left, I took it hard. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm used to him being gone now. I was in a car like I shouldn't have never came down here. This is
I'm going to switch where we are on the screen real fast to make sure the guests are highlighted. So, all right, yeah, I switched this up a bit. All right,
Mimi,
so
where you at, Mimi?
I am at home, and guess what? This
what state? What state?
Because I just got back.
Yeah, I was asking what state you in?
Florida.
Okay.
Oh,
they got White Castles.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. I get
in
it.
the South, in Orlando, Florida.
Wow.
First in the South, and it's the only White Castle in the whole state of Florida.
Wow.
Is it still
In
good?
Orlando.
Is it like home?
Yeah, it's same.
Okay, same franchise. Okay.
Well, yeah, then $10 now. $10 for a double cheese and cheese fry.
Oh no.
what?
That's y'all prices. Hey,
Right.
that's y'all prices.
For real, y'all not $10 yet?
No.
That's
That
y'all
White
prices.
Castle will be sitting right there on Grand and Gravois, baby. By itself. Ain't no way. I'm sitting
Ain't
on
no
$10
way.
on no double cheeseburger and cheese fry.
What you
No,
said?
ma'am, no,
They're gonna stay right there on Grand and Gravois.
Okay.
No,
None of that.
thank you.
It's a hard no.
It's a no. That's a
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
please.
Be out in Cali, so she ain't got no whiteies.
Where you at in Cali, Nia?
Y'all got crystals out there, don't y'all?
Nope.
Y'all ain't even got
Really?
crystals?
Nope.
I think she said like Maryville. Oh wait, she'll post it up there where she from.
She got In and Out.
Yeah, it's In and Out. In and Out burger out there.
I ain't never had
Don't get me
that.
wrong, In and Out is fire, but it ain't White Castle.
In and Out, yeah, In and Out it's okay. It's only okay to me.
I never had it.
So they got a lot of off the menu stuff that I get. So Marysville. I'm not 100. How far is that from Travis Air Force Base?
Well, yeah, military people always I be precise and technical.
Yeah, I don't know if it's near Sacramento or if it's down by LA or
He
if
is
it's
trying
down
to figure
by
out where
San
she
Diego.
is so he can possibly go visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we trying to do too. Because when we go out to visit Nia this year, we want to come holler at you as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's some information for the both of us.
Okay, I know where y'all are. If you're up by Sac, you are about 4.5 hours north of me.
Ooh. That's a day drive.
Hey, nothing.
Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah,
You're
that
right,
ain't too
because I
bad.
drove all the way to New Orleans. No problem. I was gone.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
So-
I'll get up that way. I'll get up that way. I might need to hop on YouTube and mediate the chat on there, just so we don't have a bunch of some trolls hopping on again.
Oh,
Okay.
we blocked them from here, so
Yeah, you're right. I think we're good to go.
Y'all want to hop in this topic?
Say again?
I said, did you want to get into this topic?
Yeah, let's
it's kind of a heavy topic, guys. So
it is. It absolutely is. And so today is going to be a little bit different than normal because we're not going to do what got you effed up. We're not covering any sports. We're not covering a lot of the stuff that we generally would spend a little time on. We're hopping directly into the issues that transpired on Monday in St. Louis. So with that being said, I will put the first movement up there, which says, America, we have a problem. And this is the picture that I have to go with that. If anyone gets a text or a call from their child, from their school, with emphasis on hurry up, they're shooting, your whole day has changed. And this has become a problem in America in and of itself. And I will say, I'll say this, and I'll show another picture later to substantiate this claim. This isn't a global issue. This is literally and specifically an American, United States of America. This is our issue. And it's beginning to happen more frequently than what it used to. I was looking at some studies that was showing the increase of mass school violence, particularly shootings, from I think it was 1982 up through the year 2022. In this year alone, in 2022, we've seen more school shootings and violence than any year before. And the projection is that it's going to continue. So this is specifically an American problem. What are y'all thoughts on that?
A lot of mental health. Well, I mean, first I want to, like we had a podcast where we was talking about like the sports athletes and them taking a break for mental health and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I was saying back then that I think mental health is getting used a little bit too much. A lot of people are using it as an excuse. In this case, I don't know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of on the fence. Well, it was all tragic. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that out there first. It was tragic. It was hateful. You know what I'm saying? I can use them words as well. It was hateful what went on. But like when the police like read his statement that he left in the car, it was heartbreaking, man. To hear he was 19, but 18, 19, but he was still a child. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much.
Yeah.
And 18, 19, you're not an adult. You're legally you're an adult, but mentally you don't know nothing. You're not an adult.
Yeah,
right.
So not taking nothing away from what he did, but I when I'm hearing the story being read, it down there brought me to tears, hearing his side. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. It's a major problem, like you say. I don't know how to address it. We got friends that's police officers that was there on the scene. They helped out. So glad they responded. Everybody responded well, but I don't know how to take it, man. I got that call from my daughter's mother. They had locked her school down. She go to Charter Premier, that's like a block away from.
It's literally right behind.
It's like right behind where so they locked the school down. And my daughter was texting the mom like, we don't know what's going on. It's first time the drill they heard about it from other places, but actually to have to go through a drill, you know what I'm saying? It was something different. It was scary,
Yeah.
I think my issue is when things like this happen, we always throw the shooter under the umbrella of mental health issues. Like, I don't think that's fair to lump everybody under that. Some people just are evil, and that's just what it is. Some people are not crazy. They know exactly what they're doing. And I grew up hearing people say hurt people, right? So if you hurt, that doesn't necessarily mean you have a mental health issue. That means you're hurt. So since I'm hurt you. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it kind of sounded like that situation. Like I can't lump everybody under having a mental health issue. Like everybody does not have a mental health issue. Some people are just hurt and then they seek out to hurt other people.
So let's jump into that before we move forward just a little bit. Because a lot of the school shooters, and I'm not going to bring up the racial divide. What's going on, Manny? However, the majority of the school shootings have been committed by Caucasian kids, unfortunately. What the common theme in America is, unfortunately, is when there's a consistency of a specific violent act by a certain culture, it is absolutely lumped under mental health because that's how it's supposed to normalize the thing, right? And it gives them an excuse or a segue out of a movement of accountability, right? So I think that's why we hear that rhetoric often of, well, it's mental health, right? And even when you take the spotlight off of the topic of school shootings, and we're looking at violence when it comes to these types of mass shootings. Am I back?
Yeah.
Dylan Roof, right? We think about Dylan. I think about Dylan Roof. I think about the guy that shot up Vegas a couple of years ago, and a lot of like their whole thing, their whole premise, their whole movement in court is mental health. They're supposed to be some type of crazy. So I just wanted to throw it. I agree with you, Can, on that level. Like we can't just excuse all of these behaviors as mental health because a person is conscious when they're writing a letter letting you know the violence that they are going to commit.
Yep.
So, all right.
So my thing, like, I don't remember them saying that this individual had mental health issues. I remember them saying that he was a loner and that he was bullied, but I can't recall them saying that he had mental health issues.
I think some news people were trying to pick it up and spread it like, oh, he was like he had a mental health issue. And I think they even may have interviewed his family, and that family said that they tried to get him therapy and he kind of rejected it. But again, we can't, black, white, yellow, whoever, we can't just say he had a mental health issue because he decided to go into a school and kill people.
Mimi, you want to talk about anything?
Wow. Yes. And to kind of piggyback on what it is that is being said as far as mental health, I do think that they are trying to utilize that as an excuse, and it's not. Coming from a background, is family bloodline. I know with my bloodline, we have mental health in our background, and not one of my relatives ever thought about going to nobody's school shooting it up. All right, and one of the great things about Missouri, especially St. Louis, you have State Hospital, which is right next door from the school for mental health. Why didn't they enlist him? There was a place called Malcolm Bliss back in the days, back in City Number 1. We have mental health facilities still in Missouri.
Absolutely.
Okay, where they can be enlisted. It's that bad.
Yeah.
Some states, they don't have that luxury. Some cities don't have that luxury, but St. Louis did have that luxury. One thing I am going to say, too, is that when you have these issues, like I said, I'm in Florida. They did touch it, but they don't really talk about it. I think they're trying to stop airing that nationwide because they don't want it to trigger. As you say, America, we have a problem. This is just not St. Louis. It happened down in Florida.
But as you say that, after this did happen, there were tons of threats to other inner city high schools.
Correct.
Because I guess people think it's cool.
Absolutely.
To put everybody on edge. and to use this as an excuse to stay out of school or whatever they were trying to
And
do.
I guess this is where my concern comes. And this I tell my students, and I will keep on telling them. I still don't understand why a teacher have to get cussed out or schools got to get threatened because you got to come to school to read a book and write a paper for the betterment of your life. If your whole purpose to come to school to better yourself for your life, what's the issue here? I think that people need to get back to the basics. What is your whole purpose of going to school to begin with? If you want to be a thug, leave. Period.
So, and that's a lot of stress on our teachers as well. Because not only do they have to come and teach kids who don't want to learn, but now they got to be bodyguards. They got to be parents because parents they're sending their kids to school to basically be babysat.
Absolutely.
So they can do whatever they got to do throughout the day.
Okay.
That's what parents think school is now. It's a daycare.
Well,
it's not a
I
daycare.
mean, but at the same time, kids gonna be kids.
Yeah.
Kids gonna be kids. We was kids. We did the same crazy and stupid. These kids doing the same crazy and stupid too. It's just that the whole, okay, you don't shoot people. They don't come back. Once they gone, they're gone. It's not a video game.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
You don't
It's not a video
respond.
game.
Right.
All right. These people actually die. They don't come back. So
Go ahead, Jig. Did you want to say something?
Oh, I was just going to pause for a hot second so we can introduce Kayla to the conversation. She's out here in California.
Hop
near
over
me.
this woman.
Huh?
I said, hop
Hi,
over
everybody.
this woman.
Hello.
So, Kayla, during the conversation, feel free to hop in. But before we move forward, introduce yourself real quick. And welcome to the podcast, by the way.
Thank you. So I'll sum it up. So pretty much I work in an elementary element. So I work as a paraeducator. So I'm around elementary school students, teachers, and I also work with teenagers out in California as well. So I work with pretty much 2 different age groups.
Okay. And so far, did you have any input on what we've been
I mean,
saying?
Everything you guys have been saying is to the T and exactly what you guys said now. A lot of the parents see schools as pretty much like daycares. They send their kids off and, there you go. And most of these kids, I can honestly tell you, they don't care. They don't care to learn. There's just no motivation there. If the parents don't support the kids in their education, they're not going to care, to be honest with you. And it starts from kinder. I have students that are kindergartners that don't go to school because they don't feel like it. They want to sleep in. And, we'll ask the children like, oh, why didn't you come to school? Or why are you late? Oh, because I didn't want to come to school. I wanted to sleep in. And it's like, we're not setting that, how do you say, that standard for these kids. We're not showing them that an education is important. It's just, these parents, some of these parents don't care. And I mean, it's sad. It's sad to say. And either they send their kids off to school as like a daycare while they, either are, they could be working or they could be at home, the stay-home parents, it's kind of hard though.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because I think if we take up a lot of what everybody's saying, especially the educators, I think that's a huge reflection on the American economy and the American priorities at this point.
I just want to point out one thing though, real quick. I just thought about it. When the parents were at home being teachers, when we went through COVID and being virtual, I don't remember nobody's house getting shot up because they didn't want to be there.
Well, I'll be down.
Well,
Yeah.
you
didn't hear about that. Yeah.
Well, hold on. I got to pause on that. I here in Florida.
Okay. I'm going to stop you right there real quick. Hold on now, because Charlamagne already done told us that all the crazy people reside in Florida in the Bronx.
Yeah. Florida is an extension of Australia.
We don't need you. Y'all are separate from the rest of the Americas. Okay? We are not going to put that.
We are not the
Florida's an
No,
extension
but
of
what did happen?
Australia.
No, what did happen during COVID is that we had more child abuse cases. We did
Yeah.
here in Florida. We had more child abuse cases, and we had more domestic violence
Domestic violence. Yeah.
That's
that
horrible.
happened during
It is.
2020. Yeah, on
Wow.
lockdown. So
Okay,
corporate
so
America,
people. Okay, I'm gonna say people was getting their ass
punishment
beat,
got back
but
in
nobody got
school.
shot. Nobody
Right.
got shot.
Right. There's a
That's-
difference.
But I think,
I mean,
to be honest with you, I think that was
people need to
everywhere,
go
not
back
just
to
in
them ass
Florida.
whoopings.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that was everywhere, not just Florida also, because I bet like during the COVID, I mean, we're kind of getting off topic, but during COVID, there was an increase in, divorces and like you said, domestic abuse, child abuse, because of, everyone being around each other and stuck at home all day and, their way of,
Nobody,
having their
was shot
space.
at home.
Yeah.
But you got to realize, and I really don't like this motherfucker right here.
Because I would think if I'm at home with the same
Take your ass to
individual,
Why
work.
is he still here? Right.
Man, it's
I could shoot
it's
this
9
right
o'clock
now,
in
and
the morning. You ain't got somewhere to be.
it did not happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but bringing things full
Yeah.
circle, America. Again, this is us.
A
This is
problem.
the United States
This
of
is
America. We
Except
have
Florida because they
a
got their
problem.
own thing going on.
So,
Yeah.
so what do you think about when they always attack the gun laws? You know what I'm saying? Criminals
So I
I
gonna
do
be criminals.
believe that gun laws need to be tightened. I really do, because
You
there's
think
no
so?
way. Yes,
Absolutely.
there's no. Why? How did this 19-year-old get what 15
An
clips
AR?
with 30,
Yeah,
30
yeah.
rounds?
600.
in each
He has
clip?
600 rounds.
600
They have
rounds.
private sellers. They have
How?
private sellers. You know what I'm saying? Outside of
That's why I'm
just
saying you need to. I feel like you need to have a mental test done. You need to have at least
oh my goodness.
be
Oh,
able. You need to.
some of
You
y'all
need to
wouldn't be
have a
getting no
mental test.
license. Some of y'all wouldn't be getting no pistols then.
And maybe we don't need them then. If that's the
Exactly.
case.
If you
Maybe
can't
if
pass
that's
it,
the
you don't
case. If
need
we
it.
can't pass the mental test, maybe you don't need it.
No, you need
But I really do feel
Oh,
like
no.
the gun laws need to be tightened because this is ridiculous
Absolutely.
and it's sad.
But criminals
It's
gonna be
sad.
criminals. Criminals gonna be criminals.
Okay, maybe
I
you
guess-
can fight
okay, I
somebody.
guess-
If
okay.
somebody come to knife me, I
okay.
got a chance. I can't fight no bullet.
Right.
I got a concern, really. I really do. I really have a concern on all of the shooters. How did the parents not know these kids had these weapons? I mean, seriously.
That's what I'm
as
trying to
a
figure out.
parent, I mean, you got a kid can only sneak so much around you.
Fact.
How much you're not paying attention to your child?
Yeah.
That your child is getting away with certain things.
So
and,
peep this out,
and
guys.
here's the plus here.
Go
Okay, me as far as teaching, I've been teaching in the school system over 20 years. I really have. Mostly alternative school. Those my babies. I love them. I love them. Give them to me. I love the alternative. Alternative babies are the ones that got expelled out of school. Your zero tolerance children. Okay, that's who I mostly taught. I love them.
Okay.
They tell me these things. Mama ain't paying attention. Okay, these the one that got expelled because they had the gun at school because they want to come shoot up the school. All they want is someone to love them, to listen to them, and to tell them that they matter. That's all they want.
Yeah. But like you say your kids can only sneak so much around you, which is true.
Absolutely.
Because
So-
I'm going in my kids' rooms looking under beds all the time because I'm missing bowls and they shouldn't be eating in their room. I'm missing cups. They shouldn't be. And I know that's where they at. So I'm going to look. So if I see something on there that ain't supposed to be under there, okay, now we got to have a conversation.
So
Well,
on
his people-
October 15th, his mama called the police. You know what I'm saying? In
Take
response
the
to
door
it,
off. Take
His-
the
his
door
mom-
off.
his mama called the police because they found the AR. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because she found the AR at the house. So they
Yep.
called the police. Police showed up on the scene. They took the pistol, but they gave it to a third party, another family member. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
What?
Yeah,
that's how
they
he got
didn't-
it back.
That's how he got it back. They didn't take it from him. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't deemed. You know what I'm saying? What they say? It was lawful. It was
Okay.
lawful for Orlando
It
to
was
have the
fine.
gun. That's what the statement said. So
So let
the
me-
mama did find the gun. She did report it to the authorities, and you know what I'm saying. So
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 then the
with that
question
information,
comes
who's to
up,
blame at this point?
right? So who should that family member be charged
Well,
as an
I think
accessory?
so. Let me put this this quote up real quick and read it, because it goes along with the question: where are the weapons coming from?
Mhm.
Many children get the guns from the streets. Preventing weapons from getting into the hands of potential school shooters will require police and policymakers to devote resources toward cracking down on stray purchases. Those who buy firearms for someone else and getting stolen weapons, unserialized ghost guns, and guns modified with auto sears to make them fully automatic off the streets. I think that's only part of the actual issue.
Mhm.
And the reason why I say that is because what they didn't add to that statement was
The
the
kids getting it from
vendors.
Amazon. They ordering
Well,
online.
that's what I was about to say. The vendors or the sellers who will piecemeal a weapon together, right?
Yep.
You can buy barrel, you can buy handrails, you can
Yeah.
buy trigger mechanisms, you can buy
Yep.
butt stocks, you can buy buffer springs,
you can buy a
Whatever.
whole kit.
you
You
can
can buy a
literally
whole
You can
kit.
buy a
buy
whole kit.
everything in pieces.
Is that a microphone?
Yes, this is what I'm
Okay.
trying to make a point.
What up, mom?
What's
Hi,
going on,
ABT.
AT? And so I think that's part of the issue of asking where are the guns coming from, because
Mhm.
we know, again, growing up in St. Louis, I had a couple of things on me that I didn't get from a store as a kid.
The dude dirty.
Real talk.
The
What do you
dude
call
dirty. I had them.
what do you call what do you when you say when I was a kid? What age is that?
That was in my teenage years.
Teenage years, yeah.
Yeah.
That could bounce from like 13 to 17. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a
13?
big 13. Yeah, some people jump out the porch and go
13.
early.
15 to
13.
16 at the time. But
Yeah,
not just that, but I knew guys that there were students
that's
that
that's
were
what I'm
in school that had heat on them. They had heat. And that's the honest truth. They did.
So I know like here sometimes they do like the when they do like the warrant scrub thing, they do have people that come and turn in weapons that
Mm-hmm.
the amnesty
like
program.
it's like don't
Yeah.
ask, don't
Yeah.
like a don't ask
ask,
type
don't
thing.
tell.
Come and
Mhm.
they come and turn in these weapons and they just take the weapons off the street. Yeah, I was just gonna get to that, Ain't the guy that did the shooting was an employee with a couple of family members. Yeah,
What?
he worked in the kitchen.
Wow.
He worked in the kitchen and well, from what I understand, I do believe that he was missing from work for 2 weeks, and they think this is when he was planning everything out.
Wow.
AT, I was gonna see if you wanted to hop on. I'll put the link in the comments. And Sheba was on too, because Sheba worked with him as well, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
is she on? Is she on?
She was on
Yeah,
not too long
I
ago.
do
he
believe
worked with
that. Yeah, I think Sheba was his supervisor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think mom's at work tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but and from what I've heard, she said that he came to work when he
Look at
did
the
come to
crazy stuff
work.
he used to do.
street racing, Carol.
Street race.
And so the question still comes, it's still here. Like, where are the kids getting the weapons? Because there's only a certain amount of weapons that you can get, like what they define as ghost guns, right? And we get it. They got street value, yada yada yada. But those aren't the weapons that are ending up in these schools,
No.
Mm-mm.
right? So I think that's a bit of a misdirected paragraph from the article that they put up, because again, the weapons that they're seeing that are being used in these types of actions came from someone. They don't have the rubbed
I
off.
feel like you need to have some type of ID that you need to carry, that you can pass the mental health test, and that you didn't pass all the other requirements. You didn't did 162 hours in a gun range, and that's been signed off by a professional, and you didn't did a background check, and you a registered voter, and it needs to be I feel like it needs to be you need to be able to go. You got to do more stuff than to get a driver's license to get a gun.
I'm gonna tell you what
Well, they
a
do
mental
that
health test
here.
is. Just making sure they gonna say, well, are you a threat to yourself or you a threat to society? That's them the two things that they judge a mental health
Nope.
off.
I'm gonna need you to
Yes,
do CAT scans.
understandable,
I'm gonna
under,
need
You need a
no.
full
understandable.
workup.
You gotta do a whole freaking physical.
And that,
Like this
Okay.
is
But I'm just
so
saying this is the makeup of a mental health test. You know what I'm saying? They gonna
Mhm.
talk to you, they gonna evaluate you, and they gonna find out if you because remember I took Cuz to the mental health because
yeah,
I thought Cuz was, you know what I'm saying, a threat to himself. And you know, I took him down there and they came back to me like, well, he's not a threat to himself or to society.
and
So
that's
we
Mhm.
came
part
in
of
the
the
middle.
issue.
That's
and
And I
and
that's
that's
and that's the problem,
Mhm.
which is why I said you need to at least spend 3
I
days
said
in
what
a
I
in
said.
a mental facility.
but a person can
Do
be
that.
competent enough to pass you know what I'm saying, what's
That's
your
true.
name? You know, Woody Why
No, you cannot
you
fake
said the CAT
a
scan.
CAT scan. You
You said
cannot fake a CAT scan.
so
You said like a lie detector test.
You
Okay.
one
gotta
of the
figure out you
Something.
one of the issues that we would have, especially here in the United States of America, is our love relationship for the Second Amendment, right? And what you hear often people saying is, well, the Second Amendment should not be infringed on, yada 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 yada. Uh, but when these things happen, we don't see those same people actually trying to come up with any type of mitigating factors to try and bring this down. So I'll actually show this picture real quick. Because this is where the United States of America stands versus literally the rest of the world when it comes to these types of incidents.
Let's
We've
see.
had 288 school shootings in the United States since 2009. Canada's had 2. France has had 2. Germany's had 1. I think Japan just recently had something happen. Italy's had 0. UK has
but
had
nobody was
0.
hurt.
This is what we look like.
Yep. This is America.
This is what we look like. And so
And they mad
I'm
because people trying to break into this spot.
shit.
I'm with you,
Well,
man.
again, like I said, here in Florida, the kids told me they ordering the guns online. They tell me they ordering online.
That's
And
You know,
then
crazy.
I feel
every
like
other month,
if you're
every
a
other month
gun
they have
seller
a gun show
online,
here. So
hey Shawnee.
Hey, Shawnee.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
feel like if you ordering a gun online, you got to put your card that you done went through all your testing. You got to put your little card number in, and so you can get your gun or whatever you ordering. I don't feel like that's something you should be able to do just because you got a Visa or a Master.
they got a Visa and a Master, and they ordering online. Matter of fact, they got their Cash App card.
Yep.
And
Right.
they ordering it
Speaking
online.
of Drake, today his birthday, so happy birthday, Champagne Poppy.
I don't
Anywho,
care about no Drizzy Drake right now.
Aubrey. Happy birthday, Aubrey.
Right, wheelchair
Champagne
Jimmy.
Poppy.
That's wheelchair
Champagne
Jimmy to
Poppy.
me, forever and always. So,
He the king of the white skins. Don't do him.
oh my God, King of okay. So I just showed America versus the rest of the world. Now I'll put up a couple of other quotes. Um, the picture of the United States that I'm gonna put up is where a lot of these shootings
Oh, you gotta move the
are
phone.
actually taking place. So the bigger the circle, the more tragic it impacted people, right? So if you look at Texas, that area, and it's bigger, that was the Uvalde case, and the
Yeah.
unfortunate,
Where
yeah,
that little spot in Illinois at?
What happened to Kentucky? They had
I
one in
had it
Paducah,
all.
Kentucky.
I'll have to go back to this map and bring the actual live picture up, but it lists literally all of the different areas, and it lists the victims, the injuries, the people who died, so on and so forth, according to the map.
Well,
So
that was
I
right on the
recommend,
border, Illinois, Missouri.
yeah. And so the further east you get, the more common of an occurrence it becomes.
Mm.
And I don't know if there's any direct correlations with the education system or with
I think it's more populated over there.
People
You
angry
got
on
to,
the East
okay,
Coast.
you also have to look at it too. Another thing you have to look at it. Okay, you have inner city drama.
California.
When I mean by inner city drama, Pookie and Ray Ray, they beefing at school.
Yeah.
Then they shooting at school too.
Yeah.
They not doing a mass shooting like Brett, but they still shooting at school. The only thing is Pookie won't Ray Ray. He's not gonna shoot up everybody. He just look for Ray Ray. So he just spraying the crowd. They would consider that as a school shooting as well.
So I did look at those stats also, and our schools, inner city schools, actually are less affected
Yep.
by these types of things than other schools.
Okay, remember when we first talked about this discussion. In my old job, I used to work. I did the dental van, and we went to the inner city schools to provide care for the students. And once this happened on Monday, I literally had to sit back and was like, I never thought once that this would happen in a school that I was working in. I never thought it never crossed my mind.
Me either.
Because I felt like it only happened in quote unquote white schools.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
here's
Yep.
Here is another
I was
part.
working.
Go ahead, Wanda. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, when I was working there, I was like, dang, it really could have happened while I was there. And it did not cross my mind, not once. And then that job at that time, we had nothing in place to protect us if that was to happen. Nothing.
Yeah.
We didn't know where to go because we were mostly in open areas. We were mostly
They had to get the kids together real quick. They back there just look, they still screaming and
we
stuff.
were mostly in open areas and like gymnasiums. We were in gymnasiums all the time, in empty classrooms or like cafeterias. We were in the big open areas, and we had nothing to protect us if something like that was to happen.
It went straight.
Let me pull up this article real quick. And I can't remember exactly where I got the information from. I'll look that up in a second so I can make sure I cite my sources. But this is part of one of the things that I read. The rising annual tally of school shootings has occurred despite enhanced school security in 2 decades since Columbine massacre. Metal detectors, clear backpacks, bulletproof chalkboards, lockdown apps, automatic door locks, and cameras have not stopped the rise in school shootings. In fact, the May 2022 mass shooting at Robb Elementary School down in Texas provided a case study on systematic failure across school safety. Now, when I went to start looking at that case study, it was horribly long, so I didn't actually get into it. It was like several hundred pages long. But that's part of an issue because the risk mitigating factors that we've tried putting in place, like the ones that were just listed, haven't worked. So the question again becomes, what will work?
Okay, now what we are doing now here in Florida, I know for the school that I'm working at, the county rather, we are implementing a mental health hour. So we do 5 sessions per year. That kind of help them talk about these feelings, how to deal with their feelings, how to deal with their emotions, and not to be so expressive with it. So we're trying as far as having those classes and those courses for them. Now, the kids, they look at it as a joke, you know, they don't take it serious.
Yep.
But
they don't, but if you keep doing it.
We do it now. I mean, we are doing that here in Florida.
So it's a mental health break?
It is a mental health class, like an hour. We do 5 sessions of it, and we talk about topics with the kids.
Is it a mandatory class, or is it like an elective?
It's mandatory for us to do for the kids. And we have to do it at least 5 times the school year.
Okay. So I see.
Okay, so
but
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead, Wanda.
I know for a fact that because I got siblings in the inner city schools, that they do have the clear backpacks. They do go through the metal detectors. They do have cameras at these schools, and like you said, this still happens.
Listen, when you are determined, you're determined. Like this young man, he graduated from VAP, and as a VAP alumni, there's so many entrances and exits at that building. Like, as a student, you have to know, because it's a school of arts. I mean, there's theater, there's dance, there's all kind of stuff that happens. So when I tell you he knew every single entrance and exit and where the camera looks and what it doesn't catch. And when you're determined, you're determined. If you want to do something, you already set your heart to it, you're gonna do it. Like that's
I
just
think, yeah. No, go. I mean, because you all go ahead.
no, you good. I'm done.
I was just saying. I think Manny touched on it right here in this comment right here, and that's what I was saying right here.
The
And
more we
this
try
this
to
this
change,
this America, you know what I'm saying? We got a right, you know what I'm saying? We got a, you know what I'm saying? We got a free speech. We got a free voice that to do whatever we want here in this America. So the more you try to sanction us or cut us off, the more we gonna fight to strive to.
Because this country is already ran by entitled brats, and that we're
Absolutely.
raising entitled
That part.
brats. And because you can't whoop your kids anymore because now that's child abuse.
I'm with it.
You can't
Let's
yell
go
at your
back
kids
to
no
it.
more because they're too sensitive, because it hurts their feelings, because they're not used to getting yelled at.
That part.
No,
Like
that's interesting.
yeah,
you
they
That's-
too
can't,
emotional.
right?
I'm-
And like, and I must say, being a child who was brought up around guns because my dad was into sports like hunting
Mhm.
and fishing and things like that, and I knew if I touched that gun, that would be my
Right.
ass.
Absolutely.
Period. And he didn't. And I'm gonna just put it out there. He didn't even have to have gun locks or gun cases because we all five of my siblings knew better. That
Absolutely.
gun could be sitting on the bed from
Yeah.
Monday to Sunday, and nobody had touched it.
Absolutely.
But we understood the gun safety. Nowadays, guns are glorified. If you
Yep.
ain't got a blicky, if you ain't got that, you know what I'm saying, that 30-round clip, that thing
Yep.
hanging out, you ain't talking about nothing. Like we used to talk about the J's back in the days or something. They talking about they 30-round clips nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
It's in
so-
every other song.
It's
okay. So
ridiculous.
let's go down that road, Dirt. You and I started having a little bit of that discussion a while ago when we were talking about different
Hour,
MCs,
y'all.
different
We
like
already
rap.
at 52 minutes.
Is that a huge influence on the kids
Absolutely.
having the blicky, having that toolie, and then having this fictitious op, and not just that, but really not understanding the value of life. And it's
Yeah.
not a video game. Once it's gone, you don't get to hit reset and bring the player back. So, is there a correlation between our music and our culture? Because I'm speak at this point, I'm gonna speak directly to our culture. Is there a correlation between our music and our culture that plays and has an influence on these type of incidents? If
I
yes,
agree.
I
I
will
say
I
yes.
would say yes.
I say yes.
well,
I
then
would
what
say yes.
music? If you look at the people who have committed these actions most of the time, what are they listening to and where their influence is coming from?
Our music.
Are we naming names or
No. So what I mean is it still a part
Like
of the
gangster
music
rap.
that
And he talking about like music, like
it's
what
You talking about
gangster rap?
gangster rap?
like gangster rap
Then it's
used to
just,
be about
and
it
then
used to be
I also feel
culturally.
like there's beats that make you feel angry, like that hard metal or like rock beats. They make you feel things. Like music is emotional. Music makes you feel things. Like I
Music
can be
fuel beats.
completely
Music
fine,
fuel
and
beats.
if Mary J not gonna cry or what's that song? Come on, I'm like I hate
Good morning,
niggas.
gorgeous.
Like I mean, it makes you feel
Seriously.
stuff. Like
Seriously.
it seriously like serious. Like it
I'm
makes you
going
feel
down.
things.
It's a wrap.
Right. Like music makes you feel things, and I really feel like it's not just the words; it's also the beat. And thing. I think it's everything about it.
I don't know. I think
It
this
is.
generation
Yeah.
just think everything is culturally sound for what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 90 degrees, it's 100 degrees outside, and y'all got a ski mask on. You know what I'm saying? Like
coat.
Them things
why
better
are we?
have a doggone air conditioner built
You
in the
look
back or
stupid.
A
something.
coat
Stupid.
in Florida.
But
Hoodie.
you wearing a ski
Sweater.
mask. You know what I'm saying? That's a rob. That look like a rob. That look like you finna rob me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain
Okay,
things
don't get too close, cause I'm gonna
it's
hit them
certain
with the
things
blink.
that are going on that's
Okay.
culturally cool
Yeah,
that are bad for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And that's not a good look right there. You know what I'm saying? With the ski mask on, you walking
Yeah.
into the gas station with the ski mask on, bro. Boy,
Like it's
hey,
COVID. It's
hey,
COVID. No, you finna do a
y'all
smash
know,
and
hey,
grab,
Mike
bro.
Neal would have popped you back in the day, you know,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
I'm just
No
talking about the
question
corner
that.
stores
Like
I grew up
y'all
in.
finna do a straight smash and grab. Let me go ahead and get my Twinkies and my
Yep.
lotto tickets and roll on up out of here because we don't want no
So,
problems.
so
Yep.
as educators, what are some of the things you'd like to see uh the schools implement in order to keep
Ooh, I
kids
like
safe?
this
Because
question.
the last thing we need to continue to have is a picture with children jumping off of a roof into the arms of law enforcement trying to flee for their freaking lives. That's the last thing we need to do. So as educators on the platform tonight, what are some of the things that you all would recommend?
That's a
Like
good question. I like that question.
is it veterans going into the schools or and monitoring the schools during the day? Is it having a bigger police presence or force? Because the cops, the police department was right down the street from the school.
Mhm.
What are some of the things y'all would like to see happen and go on? What's the change? How do we change this?
In my opinion, the change starts from inside. And what I mean by inside, I'm talking about at home. I feel that people need to get back into some type of positive culture, church helps. I don't care if it's a
Yeah.
mosque right now. Okay, you need to get into some type of positive
Structure.
reinforcement to reset those values and those morals. That's what's going to
Mhm.
happen. It has to start from within. You can get all what you get. It got to start from within. That's a heart matter. It's
Okay.
a mind matter. It's a heart matter. I'm not gonna blame parents. Parents out here working with the economy going the way it is. They ain't got time for their kids because they ain't even got time for themselves.
Absolutely.
So I mean, churches need to do more instead of being all scared about things that they doing. Get out there, get some of these kids. These programs y'all got out here, big brother, big sister, whatever. It's a heart matter. We just all gonna have to come together. That's
Okay.
just my personal opinion.
Cam?
And
Man, I go back and forth about allowing teachers to carry.
So let's talk
Um,
about that.
yeah, let's talk
I
about
don't want to
it.
carry. I'll shoot somebody's child. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, oh
Give me
God.
one.
But let's
I don't
talk.
know why.
No,
I
she in
just want
Florida,
one.
y'all. She in
All
Florida.
right, she in Florida.
right.
She's in Florida.
Let's
That's
talk about that though,
I
right?
Florida is
want
the
one.
Australia of the United States of America.
Go
But yeah,
ahead, Ken.
let's talk about that. Let's get into
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I know some people are not wrapped too tight, right? Some teachers are just not wrapped, and that's just serious. Like a kid pissed them off, I'm going in my drawer and I'm getting it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my concern on that
Sit
end.
down.
You know what I'm saying? But then there's some like me. I have common sense. I'm not gonna pull it out on the kid, but in the same breath, I want to have something to protect myself and my kids.
Okay.
Something other than your body.
In
Something
case
other
of a
than your
matter like
body.
this. In case of a
Yes.
matter like this. Yes.
So
Yeah.
what about
Teacher lost
the
her life
teachers?
because she was a chick.
But
She was
isn't
a
the security
shield.
guards in St. Louis schools? They armed, right?
No,
They
ma'am.
got flashlights.
No, ma'am.
They are
That's
not armed.
another thing.
Yeah, they asking
They
for
should
security. They
have
ask for your
security
license and
guards should be able to
registration.
carry.
Correct.
After
That's
they
who should
take
be
their
able to
mental
carry.
health test and all of that, they should definitely be able to carry.
So they
So
Yeah.
don't carry. The security don't carry.
Nope.
No, they're unarmed.
But they
And I got a
carry. They wear
coworker
a
whose
vest
son is
though.
a security at a city school, and I don't think I would want him
But
with
they
a
wear a
gun.
vest.
Correct.
They wear a vest, but they're unarmed.
Yep.
Right. None of the kids in the school got a vest but them. But
Yep.
they unarmed. Yes.
But they got the crazy. But why should we have to send our kids to school with vests on?
Yep.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
that's
I'm
why.
just, I was just speaking because the kids are going in with guns. The kids are
I'm
going
saying
in with
like
drugs.
I know what you're saying, and I get it. But the fact
Mhm.
that my child, let me go ahead and get this Geronimo bulletproof vest for my baby who's
Right.
gonna go into pre-K because
Right.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Baby can't even stand up straight because he got Teflon all on his chest.
So do
Well,
you think the kids should speak up a little bit more because they actually know who? You know what I'm
well,
saying? They know what's going on in school. Go ahead,
so
Diggy.
let's be honest about this situation. The guy had graduated from the school already, so he
Yep.
shouldn't have
Mhm.
had much contact with the kids in the school at the time.
Mhm.
And of course, every situation is isolated.
Yeah.
Situations are different, but are we going to leave it up to the kids to like do that? Because like my daughter called. I got a text from one of my kids' school a couple of weeks ago saying that there was an unidentified man that was on their campus also, right? And so I began to walk her through different strategies to make sure that if something happened and if the person was armed, she had a better chance of getting out safely, right? And that is in a form of, look for your nearest exits. Make sure if you have to run, you take something with you in your hand to defend yourself. Also have at least 3 big textbooks with your book bag on you to the front on your chest, because rounds will stop in those between the pages of those 3 textbooks, right? So these are just things that me as a parent, I'm thinking about in my head. But the only part that pissed me off, end is she was kind of like sneaking me text messages, because she was like, if my teacher catches me on my phone, she's going to take it.
Yeah.
And the last thing they want to do is for me to have to drive 10 hours to go tell the teacher, if you touch my kid's phone, I'm going to touch your life a little bit. It's going to be an issue, especially in an
just a little bit.
situation.
Yeah, just a
I
tad,
don't want to talk about them phones, though. I don't want to talk
just
about
a tad.
Just a
I
tad.
don't want to talk about it because your kids lie on you. They lie
Right.
on you.
My kid I have to make sure that if something's happening in the school, I maintain communication with my child and my children to walk them through the situations.
But in the educator's defense, I'm going to say this because I've seen it several times when I was working in a school. The kids are texting when they should be listening to the teacher.
Oh yeah.
They're texting and lying. Oh, the teacher just yelled at me, or they are twisting. The teacher about to call you, but this is what happened.
But look, if your kid's an asshole, you know your kid.
Absolutely.
But they defend it. They've been defending that asshole for years. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's gonna be there. But that's what I'm gonna get to. I think they done took so much away from the teachers for us, like what y'all speaking on, like the phone situation and everything. Like I need to get in touch with my child when I need to get in touch with my child. He should be able to do this. He should be able to do it. It's America. That's what I'm telling you. Like they even so we as adults got so much rights that they are giving it to the kids. The kids have way more rights than we have. You know what I'm saying? You can't whoop your child. You can't look at them crazy. You can't talk to them crazy. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Only thing you can do is try to defend, but at that point, it's already too late. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem with America. That I love my rights, I love my freedom. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me on that, but don't mistake me on that. But the kids shouldn't have the same. They give dogs more rights than the goddamn parents and the kids. The dog got more rights than the parent. You know what I'm saying nowadays? It's ridiculous.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: my kids don't pay no taxes, and they ain't got no rights over here. So, I legit still teach my kids how to stay in a child's place. I'm not the parent to be like a child should be seen and not heard. Because if you do something to my child, they're gonna tell me. If my child feel like they're harmed in some way, they're gonna tell me. But at the same time, my child knows respect. They know what and what not to do, because they know my will definitely put a foot in that ass, and I don't care. And then you can go tell the cops, and they can try to come over here, and then I'll put a foot in their ass too. So
and that's it's on the kids, G. I think the kids need to speak because they there. The parents, like me was saying, the parents at work, they doing their thing. They take care of the home front. The kids need to speak. They, like I say, they know it's a big responsibility. I know, but they already going through drills. For homes for mass shooters. They going through crazy stuff as kids that we didn't go through as kids. You know what I'm saying?
So
we were
speaking
kids,
about
we
the
had to do
drills,
tornado drills, not prepare for somebody to become a situation.
Earthquake and tornado drills. That's all we did.
It. And fire.
And fire drills. Fire, tornado, earthquake. That was it. So now my niece is in pre-K in an inner city school, and my sister went to go pick her up from school after they just had an intruder drill. The teacher told her that she just calmed down 15 kids from they screaming and crying because they were terrified of intruder drill. Why do our pre-K kids?
And that's what I'm
we
saying.
We are subjecting them to this.
Absolutely.
Well,
America.
Sandy Hooks was elementary.
Yeah. Like this is
Sandy
the
Hooks was
state.
elementary.
This is the state of our country.
It is.
And these are about to be the same people in 13, 14 years that are going to begin to get out into the workforce and run this place.
Mhm.
But this is what they're already being taught. Like they're bracing for impact and from K through 12, this is what they know. And I there has to be a way that I don't care what side of the political stratosphere you descend on. Common sense is common sense. If you know your child has had issues in school like dude had before, if you know that they're struggling, there has to be a point where that someone's taking charge and saying, "Hey, kid, let's either sit down and talk,
Mhm.
or hey, kid, I'm about to knock your ass out."
That
Or,
part.
but at the end of the day, we have to fix this because, like the article said,
You can knock them out
the
first, and then we'll have a conversation when you wake
when they
back
wake
up.
up, right? But like the article said, and this is the part that all the articles I read about 20 to 25
Don't
articles,
love the kids.
right? Every
I love
last
them too,
article,
but mine are not going to be delinquents.
every last article I read ended, but well, it had this insertion that this is going to continue to grow. That's the alarming thing, that like us as adults, yeah, we got a lot of shit going on, but look at what we're now subjecting the children to because we've got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And we're not reaching back. We're not taking a pause to say, wait, let's fix what's going on with our children. If you're a piece of crap parent, get involved with your child. Let's throw that out there.
Yeah.
Let's
I
throw that
think
out.
what it is,
Ladies, y'all
what
can
it
get
is,
y'all
what
a
I'm
man that'll
seeing,
let you stay home and raise y'all kids, and you can make some productive members of society.
Well,
what I'm seeing, okay, what I'm seeing a lot of that I don't like is going back to what Terrence was saying. Kids need to be kids. They're growing up way too fast. Way too fast. Even in
Absolutely.
some of the curriculums that we're doing, I'm talking to my bosses them on, hey, look here, let them be kids. They growing up too fast. And the whole school shootings, that's growing up too fast. Let them be kids. A lot of
Yep.
things that they're doing, they shouldn't be doing at all. I like they had the whole issue of a couple of years ago, our kids homosexual rights and what it is. Kids shouldn't be having sex, period, whether it's hetero or homo.
That's
Period.
true.
Period. That part.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Let them be children. Oh, they got to make a decision. Well, let them make that decision in their mama's household. We're
That
teachers.
part.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's not our business. What they do behind closed doors, it's not our business.
Mm.
They children. Let them be children. They don't even know how to be kids. They
And
so
I think-
busy being grown, they don't know
Yeah.
how to be kids.
Facts. Because
Yeah.
I'll be
They need to learn how to play
doggone. They
double
got
dutch.
longer lashes, longer
Yeah.
weaves.
$600 hair.
Yeah.
Not today, Satan.
Yeah.
The
Not today.
Balenciaga tennis
$500
shoes.
nails.
Right.
My ass.
$1,200
So-
cell phones.
So we
They
talked
living
about
better than me, and I'm salary.
Let them be children.
we talked about the culture, but you know, I mean, and so it ain't just the rap music; it's the culture as a whole. You know what I'm saying? It's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we got
everybody
Young
plays a
Miami
part.
down here with the 30-inch weave and a 16-inch fingernails and the booty shorts
And
and
the BBLs.
and the butterfly eyelashes.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
society.
we got whoever over here with the tight skinny jeans on with the blick on the side and the Louis Vuitton belt and a ski mask on in 85-degree weather.
Yeah.
Like
that's
so
what's
it's
that's
all
what
apart.
be-
It's
that's
all
what's
tied
being
in
promoted.
together.
That's
You
what's
want
being
the school
promoted as
shooting to
what
stop?
success
Let
looks
the
like.
kids be kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's the true statement right there.
Because my
Cam,
kids
you got
still
something to say?
wearing Children's Place in middle school.
Yeah, one of the little girls that went live at the school, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the way she was talking like a 30-year-old
And
who's living life on the hard side. I mean, cussing and I
What?
mean, like she didn't really. It came off like she didn't take the shooting seriously. She was
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, there go my homegirl over there. She crying," and I mean, just popping off at the mouth, and it's
I
like,
think she may
girl,
have been desensitized because
absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's a
People was
valid
commenting
point.
like, "Oh my gosh, she sounded like a
What you
grown
said.
woman." She
Yeah.
absolutely did. She absolutely did. So she's probably the head of household.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh
We
shit.
got
I guess
teenagers raising their siblings, and then
I
we
guess
wonder
that's
why.
that's what happens when Granny is 45 years old.
Man, it's some
We had Maduro, huh? Cause
parents is getting
I got a
younger,
granny, I got a
grandparents is getting
Maduro.
younger. It's
I
something.
Yeah.
got grandparents.
No, because they ain't got grannies no more. They got grandmas and
Yeah.
nanas
Grandma.
and
Glammy.
G
Yeah.
babies and yeah, it ain't no granny or no
Ain't
grandma
no
or
granny.
big
Y'all better
grandma.
stop talking about my auntie. See, Terrence, they talking about your mom. See how they talking about a grandmama.
I'm like, no, yeah, it ain't no grandmas no more.
Nah.
And, hey,
It's
cousin
not.
Lynn, nice for you to join us. It's crazy, and like y'all went back and forth. Like you said, I do believe it starts at home,
Absolutely.
and I believe that not only should we still be talking to our kids, but at the same time, using that rod of correction. I'm not saying beat your kids to death or anything, but I'm just saying,
I don't
you
whoop my
know,
kids because my kids are
I mean,
awesome.
I mean, for now, and they're awesome, and they're awesome around you.
Yes, that's
So I
good.
mean, it is what it is. So
No, I
like,
don't whoop them, but I will talk to them until they start crying, and I'm taking away their time, and I'm like, it's the worst lectures ever. And
But
then
you
I
gotta
put
know
my
your kid though. You gotta
yeah,
know if talking gonna work
um,
or if that whooping gonna work.
you
yeah.
getting pow-pows around here.
Right, because I got twin boys. I got twin boys, and one of them I can look at them crazy. The other one, I got to almost Boy Simpson him. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, I'm finna, right, like that's that. But that's the realm I'm in. So what you saying is true. You know.
You know, you do have to know your kids. So, but okay, so let's get back. So my whole issue with this whole situation, y'all saying mental health disintegrator, but this guy, what bothered me the most, I'm like, he graduated. He did not have to go back to that place ever again in his life.
It was a hate crime. It was hate. Yeah, that's
He
what I.
won. He
That's what
won.
I
He
said.
had
That's,
won. You're graduated, sir. You're done
You're
with these people.
done.
You don't have to go back to these people ever again in life.
Easy targets.
Yep.
and these are not
Why?
even
That's the
easy
why.
targets. Easy target. And
Okay,
these not
Okay,
did
even
he
again,
go
it
back?
goes back
and
to
these not even the same people that you hated. You
No.
know what I'm
He
saying?
Those
knows the
people are
school
gone
schedule.
also.
Yeah.
So
what it is. So what is happening, and it's been happening for a while. They don't have anything in plan after high school. There is no after high school life
Nope.
to
Shit, I
to
didn't have nothing
transition
planned
these
after
kids
high
to.
school.
sure.
I'm
I'm gonna
A
be
okay.
lot of
honest
times
with
they finish
you.
high school and it's like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Because so much
Was
of the
was a
familiar.
juggling act. I was all over the place after high school. I worked. I tried to go to school. I tried to stay at home. I tried to do everything. I tried it all.
And some people after high school
I
they
did
do
not
absolutely
go
nothing.
back to my high school and shoot the people that bullied me. Talked about me.
You
I
ain't
went
get
back to my high school and played ball with the team.
Right.
They don't
I
even
didn't
understand
get
the
bullied.
purpose
I
of
mean,
getting a
people
high school
did talk
diploma.
about me. I wasn't bullied, but people did say stuff. But I was like,
kids are honestly mean. They're
Yes.
honestly. Why your teeth look like that? Why you smell like that? Why you know what I'm
why you
saying?
so
That's
black? You
kids.
African booty scratchers.
Yes.
Right.
Like
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that was it. What's an African booty scratcher?
a dark skinned person.
My bad. I already know. See, I already know. See, I already know. But
So
you know what I'm saying? Like kids are brutal.
They are.
They're brutal in their assessment on who you are. You know what I'm saying? Or what they see, what
or
they
who bring
perceive to
right,
be.
or who they being brought up by.
Yeah.
Correct.
And another thing, I just thought about that.
I didn't have the most expensive stuff,
Weapons
but I
are
was
too
still
easily
fly.
weapons are too easily accessible. Like
They
I don't.
are.
They are.
How did he get the weapon back? If it would have been properly locked away, if
He gave it back.
That's what
They
I'm
gave it to
saying.
they gave it to a
But
cousin that was like 3 years older than him. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow.
They're
yeah,
like, her. I'm just saying, I don't know who they gave it to. You know what I'm saying? But they gave it to a family member that where he could directly access it. So it was. They still.
They probably gave it to the uncle that he knew that was gonna be drunk and sleep by 9:30 the next day, and he went over there and got it. Like we don't know, or they gave it to the auntie. They knew she had to go to work
Right.
that graveyard shift, and he knew where to get it from.
Because
Like
they
it could have been
CT scans
anything.
came back good. You know what I'm saying? Because they CT scans came back good. They
Yeah,
passed the mental
so
health.
I just don't understand how he has 600 rounds. That I cannot wrap my head around a
like how do you
19-year-old
get that? And
having
no questions were raised
600
whatsoever.
rounds.
I'm about to say 19. I'm about to
Okay,
say,
I
boy,
guess what my question is.
600
My question
rounds.
is this here. I have a question. Where did he get the money for all of this?
He was
He
working.
worked.
He was working. He was working with your auntie. He's working with mom and them. He's working with mom and them. Yeah, he's working at. Yeah,
Living.
So he didn't
that's
pay no bills.
I mean,
nah.
I don't
He
He's
know.
saved
taking
up
that
all
bread.
his money for foolishness.
Yeah, yeah.
I know when I got my job, Ed and Adrian made me pay a bill.
Facts.
I don't know. I was trying to go to the club around that age when I had my little money.
Yeah. So
I was able to go to the club, but I had to pay my bill before I stepped out. Hey,
Okay.
is your bill paid?
Yeah.
600
wood.
rounds.
Paid my bill. Here my
Yeah,
money
he
for
worked.
my little bill.
He worked. Rick, did he work with you? He worked up there with
He
my
worked.
sister.
She
Yeah,
worked
he
there the
worked with
same
her.
time he
He
did they
worked
work?
in the
I don't
same
know if they was
facility
there at
with
the
him.
same time.
Yeah.
He was
It
working
just
with
hit
Ricky.
different. I know for me personally, it hit different on two different ends. One, because I'm a pre-K, not just pre-K, but special ed. So I think about this all the time. If we were to have an intruder, my kid's not going to be quiet.
No.
They don't understand, oh, we got to go over here in this corner. Like,
And it's a joke to them. It's a game.
absolutely. They don't understand. So I think about it in that aspect. And then I think about it because I walk those same halls. You know what I'm saying? I went to that school. I graduated from that school. And it was a sacred place for me. It was a safe place for so many people. And now it's been tainted. I went to the vigil the other day, and it's just eerie. It's an eerie feeling to know that kids were literally jumping out of fourth floor windows trying to save their lives. And those are the same windows we used to open and just get fresh air out of. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to tell one of my parents, she was like, when it happened, she was like, I can't bring my kid to school. She said, I just can't wrap my head around it. And the scary thing is, I was like, I told her, I said, I don't want you to ever worry about your child when your child is in my care, because I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep my kids safe. And if it means being like that teacher that lost her life, so be it.
And that's my thing. I don't want to have to
that.
look up and see that my family member had to be a shield for some other kids that I don't even know.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to, I mean, yes, I hurt for the kids, but at the same time, that's my family member.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end it on this before we get off. I went to, y'all know I had the masquerade ball last weekend. One of the lady I went to for her masquerade ball, she was a student at the school, and she was like, one of the teachers the teacher that died, he was like, this person tried to get me to smile every day. Every time this person met me, it was like, happy good morning, sunshine. You know what I'm saying? And to see that teacher lose his life, and she was so
it was a lady,
cool, so mean to me.
It was a lady gym teacher.
I'm just saying. I don't know if I said him. I apologize, but I'm just saying. For it's like, I try not to say him or her. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, for it's like she was just so hurt that person had lost their life. You know what I'm saying? After that person was so genuine to them every day of their career. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave it on that. Y'all always know. My final thought would be,
just
love
treat
your
people the way you
people.
want to be treated at the end
Absolutely.
of the day.
Yeah.
Maybe if somebody would have smiled at this young man or told him he looked nice, maybe he wouldn't have went this far.
that's what I go back to his letter. You know what I'm saying? But it's still like, come on, bro.
I don't
Come
know
on.
what the letter said or anything
The,
because I
le-
don't know
the
what did
the
it
letter was
say.
the same of what we was all saying, that he was a loner. He
Hmm.
never had a
Period.
kiss.
Girlfriend, never had a
He never had
kids.
a lady approach him. You know what I'm saying? He never had no friends. He was always just, it was just him. He had no family. He had nothing. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's a tragic situation on both ends. You
Yeah.
know.
As sad
Absolutely.
as it may sound and as angry as this may be, if he felt that way, why? And
Why?
this is my statement, is not the statement of anybody on this podcast. Why hurt somebody else? Go kill yourself.
It go back to Cam's statement. Hurt is hurt.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
Hurt people hurt
I thought
people.
Your
the
damn
same thing,
self.
Wanda. I ain't
Go
lying. I
hurt your
thought the
damn
same
self.
thing. Yeah.
I'm with you, cuz. I'm with you. But
Hmm.
like
Some
you say,
people
cuz,
essentially, there was a promising dancer that died.
Mm.
yeah,
There was
hurt people hurt people.
a mother that died that day. She was not just a gym teacher. She was a
Right.
mother. She was a
Yep.
wife. She was a
Yep.
mentor. That little girl, that young lady that died, she was a daughter. She was a dancer.
Yep.
Parents that loved her.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't
It's,
put their pictures up out of respect for the families,
Yeah.
now, instead
and for
of
everyone that's
her
grieving.
family planning her graduation or getting ready for her next dance performance, they are planning her funeral.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's got to stop. It has to stop.
Have
It
to.
has to
Hmm.
stop.
Yeah. This one hit too close to home.
Almost definitely. That's why
It
we
is
spoke about
home.
it.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody coming on, tuning in. We appreciate y'all. First and
Thanks,
foremost, we
y'all.
appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all for being a part of our kids' lives and shaping the future of
Thank
America.
you.
It's
Live in
it's an
Florida.
important job that doesn't get its just due, it's just deserve at all.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you
Yeah.
Absolutely.
very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And don't
So do
forget to
you
share this podcast to y'all page so everybody can see how well y'all did and
right?
everything. Share,
Absolutely.
like, subscribe, all
First
of
and
Yeah.
that good
foremost,
stuff.
So
Hmm.
do y'all have any final thoughts? Ken, we'll start with you.
Um. Treat. It's just ringing in my head. Treat people how you want to be treated. Um. Not everybody is alike, but we all bleed the same, right? So everybody's human. You may not like them, but everybody deserves respect. So
Okay.
give respect, you get respect.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Mimi.
Cousin Mimi.
Mimi.
I still believe in train up a child in the way he should go. When he get old, he or she shall not depart from it. With
Absolutely.
training up that child, it's not so much training them up in some type of religion, but train them up in whatever gifts it is that they have. Once you put that child on that road of whatever it is that God has destined for them in their life, their purpose, they stand on that path. They don't have any reason to deviate because
Yeah.
they see a future for themselves.
Mhm.
If you are shaping your child, I don't care what it is that you find that they can grasp to become productive citizens out here in the world, put that focus before your child. When
Hmm.
that child has that focus, whatever comes up, they will stick to that path. If they don't have a focus, they don't give a F.
That's true.
And that's their
Nice.
attitude. So, like I said, a lot of this here with the school shootings, it starts from within.
Yep.
It starts from that individual child.
Yep.
And if you can just reach the individual child to see the world, they don't want to see anything else but what they're going to be in life later.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Wanda.
I just have three things. Live, light, and love. If you live your life for you and nobody else, there's nothing that nobody can do for you. Give light, because darkness cannot dwell there. And love hard, because we never know when our last days are going to be or when the other person's last days are going to be. So love hard. That's it. That's all.
Dirk, what you got?
For the educators, protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Y'all forced in a situation where it's a crazy world. It always come back to my mentor as Dangerous Mind. You know what I'm saying? We did a podcast about Coolio. And that movie resonates with me with Dangerous Mind when it comes to teaching, you know what I'm saying? And that took so much out of y'all hands, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Protect yourself, and y'all always know me. Y'all know I spoke on it. Stop the evil, protect your people. You know what I'm saying? That's me first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? I love my people. I'm gonna protect each one of y'all. I'm gonna protect everybody. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all.
And so
Dig it?
I'll I'll say reiterate what I've said throughout the podcast so far. America, we have a problem. It's not caused by any outside influences or entities. It is an internal war being waged by our kids,
Yep.
by our parents. We're losing our future, and no one has really stopped to get a solution to what the problem is. We have to pause. We have to pause as a country, regardless of what you look like, regardless of what your background is. Nobody's going to have a future if nobody's alive.
Mm.
We have to pause
Mm-hmm.
and figure this out.
Yeah.
Economies are going to rise and fall.
Yeah.
Businesses are going to come and go. But again, if we don't have our children survive all of these catastrophic events, we have no future. And at this point,
Yeah.
with this type of violence being on the rise, America,
Mhm.
our future is not looking good.
Yeah.
It is not. So by all means, love your kids,
Yeah.
teach your children, take responsibility for your kids and the rest of your family, and make
That
sure
part.
you are being the example of love
Yeah.
that you want to see. Let's try and figure this issue out. Thank y'all for coming on with us tonight. Greatly appreciated again.
Don't forget to brush your floss.
Appreciate it.
Don't forget to brush and floss.
Yes.
Condolences to the families
Yeah.
So
of
those
those
that
who
lost.
lost loved ones in this
Yeah.
tragic event.
Miss
And we-
Kusta and Alexandria Bell. I'll say their names.
Thank you.
Yes.
Definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so let's just try and do better. In the wise words of Russell Simmons, thank y'all for coming out. God bless and good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.
One time for the one time.